world where freedom is taken away, where fear rules every moment and hope feels like a distant memory. This is Gilead, a place where women lose their names, their rights, and even their futures. The Handmaid's Tale shows us this dark world, through the eyes of June, a woman forced to survive in a cruel society. But how did this nightmare begin? What is Gilead really? Let's dive deep into the world of The Handmaid's Tale and uncover the story behind the walls. Gilead is a totalitarian state built on strict religious laws. It came to power after the United States fell into chaos due to environmental disasters and low birth rates. In this new society, women are divided into groups based on their roles. Some women, called wives, live with powerful men known as commanders. Others, called handmaids, are forced to bear children for these commanders. June, the main character, is one such handmaid, known only by the name Offred, which means she belongs to a commander named Fred. Before Gilead, June was a free woman with a family and dreams. But everything changed when the new regime took control. Families were broken apart, and women lost their right to work, read, or even own property. The handmaids are stripped of their past identities and given uniforms to mark their status. They live under constant watch and harsh punishment. The society's goal is to fix the birth crisis by forcing fertile women to have children for the elite. The leaders of Gilead use strict religion to justify their rules. Women are not allowed to speak freely or make choices about their own lives. A group of women called aunts train and control the handmaids, teaching them to obey without question. June's daily life is full of fear, pain, and the constant hope that she can find a way out. Behind the walls of Gilead, power is held tightly by a few. Commanders make the rules, but they are not always kind. Serena Joy, the commander's wife. Where June serves, is a complicated woman. She supports the system but also struggles with her own pain and jealousy. Nick, the commander's driver, becomes a secret ally to June, offering moments of hope and love in a hopeless place. This harsh, new world forces June to change. She learns to hide her true feelings while secretly fighting against the system. Every small act of rebellion is dangerous, but also a sign that hope still exists. The Handmaid's Tale is not just about survival. It is about the human spirit's fight for freedom, even in the darkest times. As we begin this journey through all 6 seasons, remember this is a story of pain and courage, control and resistance. Gilead's walls may be strong, but so is the will of those who refuse to give up. The story of June and the other women of Gilead is a warning, a reminder, and a call to never take freedom for granted. Now let's move forward and see how June's journey begins in this terrifying new world. The moment June became a handmaid, her life changed forever. Stripped of her name, she was now Offred, a possession of Commander Fred Waterford. Every day was a battle to keep her hope alive, while living under constant fear. Handmaids like June had one purpose in Gilead, to bear children for the ruling class. But June was more than that. Deep inside, she fought to stay herself, to remember who she was before the world fell apart. Living in the Waterford household was a constant test of June's courage. Commander Fred was cold and controlling, while his wife, Serena Joy, was a powerful woman full of bitterness and pain. Serena's jealousy was sharp, but beneath it, there was a hint of vulnerability. She too was trapped by the system she helped build. June learned quickly that trust was dangerous. Every word and action could be watched and judged. Despite the fear, June found small ways to resist. She secretly communicated with others, held on to memories of her family, and never stopped dreaming of escape. Her relationship with Nick, the Waterford's driver, became a source of secret comfort and strength. Their risky moments together gave her a glimpse of freedom and love, something rare in Gilead. June's spirit inspired others. Even the harsh aunts who trained handmaids could not break her will. She faced punishment and pain, but refused to be silenced. Each season showed her growing courage as she began to take bigger risks, knowing that her fight was not only for herself, but for all the women trapped in Gilead's cruel system. Through June's eyes, viewers see the heartbreaking cost of Gilead's control. Families are torn apart, Children are taken, and the world outside the walls remains dangerous and unknown. Yet June's determination never fades. She becomes a symbol of resistance, a spark of hope in a dark place. As her story unfolds, we watch June transform from a scared captive to a fierce fighter. Her journey is filled with pain, loss, and moments of unexpected kindness. The Handmaid's Tale shows us that even in the worst conditions, the human spirit can find a way to survive and fight back. Now let's explore how the resistance grows and the battle for freedom takes shape in the seasons that follow. Gilead's grip tightened, but so did the will to fight back. As June's courage grew, she became more than just a survivor. She became a leader in a secret battle against the cruel regime. The resistance was no longer whispers in the shadows. It was a force pushing to break the chains of oppression. The underground network known as Mayday played a key role. Brave men and women risked everything to help handmaids escape and fight for a future free from fear. June found allies in unexpected places, fellow handmaids, rebellious wives, and even some commanders who questioned the system. Together, they worked to protect the innocent and strike back against the rulers of Gilead. But the fight came at a terrible cost. Betrayals cut deep, and every victory was shadowed by loss. June faced unimaginable pain, the loss of loved ones, cruel punishments, and the constant threat of death. Yet her spirit never broke. Each challenge made her more determined to tear down Gilead's walls. Within the leadership of Gilead, struggles added danger to the fight. Commanders competed for control, and the regime's foundations began to crack. June used this chaos to her advantage, pushing harder against the system. She took bigger risks, knowing that every small victory could lead to freedom for many. Throughout these seasons, June's story becomes one of hope in the face of despair. The resistance shows that even in the darkest times, people can come together to challenge cruelty and injustice. The Handmaid's Tale reveals how courage can spread like fire, igniting change where it seems impossible. June's fight was not just for herself, it was for all those silenced by Gilead. Her journey through pain and sacrifice reminds us that freedom is worth every risk. As we reach the final seasons, the battle intensifies and the future of Gilead hangs by a thread. The question remains, can hope truly win against such a powerful darkness? Let's find out. The final seasons of The Handmaid's Tale bring the battle to its highest point. Gilead's power, once seeming unbreakable, begins to falter under the weight of rebellion and internal conflict. June leads the charge, her determination fiercer than ever, pushing toward a future where freedom might finally be possible. In these last chapters, the stakes grow deadly. June faces enemies who will stop at nothing to keep control. Commanders fight among themselves, and the cracks in the regime's foundation widen. Meanwhile, June's personal losses deepen, but so does her resolve. Each moment tests her strength, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Unexpected alliances form, showing that even in darkness, hope can bloom in surprising ways. June's connection with Nick and other allies grows stronger as they work together to protect the innocent and strike back at Gilead's leaders. The resistance gains momentum, but the cost is high. Lives are lost, trust is shattered, and the question of who will survive looms large. The ending itself is both shocking and thought-provoking. It does not offer simple answers, but leaves viewers with powerful questions about freedom, justice, and the price of rebellion. Some characters find peace, others face uncertain futures, and the world outside Gilead watches closely as the old order trembles. Through the final scenes, The Handmaid's Tale reminds us that even the darkest regimes can fall when enough people dare to fight. June's story closes on a note of both triumph and tragedy, showing that true freedom demands courage and sacrifice. The series leaves us thinking long after the screen fades, challenging us to remember the value of rights, hope, and the human spirit. As we reflect on this journey from beginning to end, it's clear that The Handmaid's Tale is more than a story. It is a warning, a call to protect what we hold dear, and a testament to the power of resistance in the face of tyranny.